Now I want to explain about the human rights in Islamic perspective. The modern phenomenon of intolerance, exploitation, oppression, injustice, and subjugation of weaker nations, communities, and sections of the society by the strong and powerful all over the world is a matter of serious concern today for all those who cherish human rights and human values. In such global scenario, human rights agencies are raising their voice against the gross violation of human rights. But Islam was the first to introduce a code of human rights, and Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, took every possible measure to protect and implement it, particularly in his last sermon of Hajj, better known as Khutbah Hajjatul Wada. Islam gave an ideal code of human rights to mankind in an era when the humanity was groaning under the unbearable burden of injustice, oppression, and ignorance. Islam emancipated mankind from every form of oppression and subjugation. Dignity of mankind. Islam greatly elevated the status of humanity and declared its superiority over all the creatures. Almighty Allah has given him a special position in the universe. The Holy Quran explains, "We have indeed created man in the best of molds." The Holy Quran further elaborates, "We have honored the sons of Adam, provided them with transport on land and sea, given them for sustenance things good and pure, and conferred on them special favors above a great part of our creation." Unity of man. Islam gives a powerful impetus to man for unity, equality, and brotherhood. Islam asserts that the origin of human beings is one, his creator is also one. Hence, all human beings must be considered and treated as one and equal without any discrimination on the basis of caste and color. According to the teachings of the Holy Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, all human beings are as equal as the teeth of a comb. The Prophet in his last sermon in the valley of Arafat commanded, "No Arab has superiority over a non-Arab, nor is a white any way better than a black." The right to life is a basic and fundamental right of man. No one can deprive him from this right. According to Quranic teaching, killing of one innocent person amounts to the killing of the entire mankind. According to Islam, Muslim is one who does not indulge in killing of an innocent person. The Holy Quran clarifies, "A true Muslim is he who doesn't kill a soul which Allah has forbidden unjustly." The right of having property is another fundamental right of the mankind, and no one can be deprived from having property. The Holy Prophet in the last sermon especially emphasized this aspect. It is not lawful for anybody to have anything from his brother without his consent and pleasure. Taking away money forcibly from anybody is strictly prohibited in the Quran. Do not usurp one another's property by unjust means, nor offer if to the judges so that you may devour knowingly and unjustly a portion of the goods of others. Islam protects one's right to choose any occupation and pursue it. It lays greatest possible emphasis on the dignity of labor. The Holy Quran says, "The men shall have their due share according to what they have earned, and the women shall have their share according to what they have earned." The Prophet further said, "Give the laborer his due wage before his sweat has dried." Respect for the honor of human beings is also an important and fundamental right. Therefore, it should be treated with all the regard due to it. Islam has given a special attention to the protection of the honor of mankind. Islam is particularly sensitive regarding the safeguarding of women's honor due to her sex. Anybody found guilty of defaming or dishonoring her is liable for harsh punishment. The Holy Quran says, "Whoever took any part in it earned his share of the sin accordingly, and the one who held the greatest share of responsibilities in it shall have terrible punishment." In addition to safeguarding the honor and dignity of the man, Islam firmly believes in the right of people to privacy. Islam strongly disapproves interference in the private life of other people and peeping into the house of any individual. The Holy Prophet forbade to go after the secrets of people and said, "If you group the secrets of people, you will spoil them." The Holy Prophet especially warned the ruler to look for the secrets of people and said, "If any ruler searches for the defects of people and indulges in doubts, he will spoil them." The Holy Quran strictly prohibited suspicion and prying into the affairs of others. "O you who have believed, avoid suspicion as much as possible, for suspicion in some cases is a sin, and spy not on each other." The Holy Quran also prohibited entering anybody's house without his permission. In this way, we see the human rights in the Islam. According to Islam, every person is entitled to marry, to establish a firm family, and to bring up children in accordance with his religion and culture. The wife is entitled to live in the house of the husband and to receive the maintenance. The Holy Quran says wives have the same rights as the husbands have on them in accordance with the generally known principle. From the very first day of its dawn, Islam gave greatest importance to education. Islam not only considers it is a basic right of everybody, but goes much beyond it and makes it obligatory on every believer to acquire knowledge. The Prophet declared seeking knowledge is compulsory on every believer, and man and woman. The significance of this hadith lies in the fact that while a man entitled to forego his right, but he cannot escape from his obligation, and if he does so, he will be held answerable. According to Islam, it is the responsibility of the parents to impart proper education to their children. The Prophet, peace be upon him, said, "No parent give better gift to their ward than good education." Islam also holds the state responsible for education of its people. Once the Holy Prophet warned the Aisha's tribe, "If you will not educate your neighbors, you will deserve punishment." Right to justice. Islam is very sensitive about the dispensation of justice. Everyone is entitled to get justice. This is his natural right. Nobody in any circumstances can be denied justice. It does not matter at all whether he or she is a friend or a foe. All persons are equal before justice, and everybody will be treated strictly in accordance with the law. In the light of above mentioned holy verses, jurists say that no person shall be adjudged guilty except after a fair trial and only after responsible opportunity for defense has been provided to him. Islam has recognized the right of residence and habitation for the human beings. No one can be deprived from this right, and nobody can be departed from his homeland without due process of law. The Holy Quran, criticizing Jewish practice of driving people out from their homelands, from their homes. Right to protest against harassment. Islam has granted to the mankind the right to protest against the harassment and misuse of power. The Holy Quran says Allah does not like that a person should utter evil words except when one has been wronged. This divine command also confers right to protest against oppression. If a person is wronged, he has the right to raise his voice against the wrongdoers. As Islam recognizes human rights in peace times, it also recognizes rights of the mankind during the war. Islam established the principles of war. For the first time, Islam made distinction between combatants and non-combatants. Regarding non-combatants, the Holy Prophet instructed the believers don't kill an old person or any woman or child. Don't kill the monk in monastery, and don't kill the people who are sitting in places of worship.